Hi, Mark from Whole Latte Love. We've got Morgan behind the camera.
Hey.
Hey, so today we're going to take a look at the Saeco Minuto line. And we have the Minuto Focus, the Class, and the Carafe. Now, they all look very, very similar, and they all operate very, very similarly, except for how they work with milk, and just a couple other key differences we'll get to in a moment. One thing I really do like about these machines is they do espresso, regular espresso brewing pressure, but you can flip a lever, and then you can also brew more of a drip style coffee using a lower pressure brewing process. So this is the Focus. We're going to move over to the Class. I've got that set up to do that. So you have programmable buttons here. So I'm going to program this one when we're in the coffee brewing mode right now. And I'm just going to press and hold that. This is how you program all the drinks on these machines. See the memo in here that indicates that we're programming. So we're going to let that go. It's grinding the beans right now. Let's talk about the beans. Up top, all three have a ceramic burr grinder, which is adjustable. So you turn this, you've got 5 grind settings in there, and your beans, of course. You also have a bypass doser here if you want to use some pre-ground coffee for decaf, that kind of thing. On the other side of the machine, on all three, it's set up the same, is the water reservoir. Right here, you can remove that like I have and fill it at the sink, or maybe if you've got the hose from the sink and you just want to bring it over and fill it that way, that will work as well.
And those can take an intense water filter.
Yes, you can use a water filter in there, and that'll increase the time between descalings. So over here, our machine's brewing now, and I'm just going to let it go to where I want, and then I'll hit this button to stop here. You can see how it says stop. And you kind of hear it's pulsing there, and that's that lower pressure brewing process. And I really like this as opposed to the plastic capsule machines where you have to throw away that capsule.
Right.
And you're also getting
fresh coffee.
Fresh coffee as opposed to something that's been inside a plastic cup for a long time.
Fresh is always best.
Fresh is best. You are right. So let's talk about the frothing differences on these machines. I'm going to stop this right now. First, that amount now is programmed. So next time I use that medium coffee button, that's how much I'm going to get. And you've also got a large coffee button. For working with milk, we have a turbo frothing wand on the Focus. Next door on the Class, we have a cappuccino device. So in here we've just got milk, and you can put your milk in whatever you'd like. You could be using the container.
Tube and whatever. Yeah, the tube and
yes.
Container of milk and the milk pitcher, any
Right.
type of carafe.
Yep. And then over here on the Carafe, well, it's called the Carafe because, hey, it has a carafe.
That's right.
Now, all these machines will produce hot water from here for, your tea, oatmeal, hot chocolate. But remove that, pop on your Carafe, and you're ready to go for a milk-based drink. Now, on the Carafe machine, it's the only one that has a one-touch button they call for cappuccino. Now, I've already got this programmed, so we'll get that going. I've already programmed it for that glass. Just press the button. It's going to take a minute to heat up, and then it'll dispense the milk. It's grinding the beans also while it's heating up. You can hear that. You see the little temperature indicator as it's heating. But let's move back over here. We'll talk about how this cappuccino works. So here, a little different. Again, you don't have the one-touch button for milk-based drinks on this machine. So what we're going to do is just select steam. So we press the steam or hot water button, then press the steam button here as indicated. And you can see it's going to heat up for a moment. Okay, and again, again, on the Focus machine, you're going to need a pitcher. You're going to froth in a pitcher. We'll do that in a minute. But let's go back over here to the Class. It's just about ready to go. We're going to let it expel a little water first. Milk comes up. Get our glass under there.
Now this one cannot be programmed for the amount of milk, so you actually have to hit the stop button when you have the milk that you want,
see
right?
It says stop up here, so once you got what you want here, you press stop. And you can see over here on the Carafe machine, it's completed the milk. You can kind of see what the froth is like there. And now it's going to go ahead and dispense the espresso right over that.
Produces a nice quality milk froth from that carafe.
The espresso will start coming out. What I'm going to do is stop our milk over here on the Class. And you like the nice layering. And if you didn't know, a cappuccino is called a cappuccino because of the cap of milk froth up top.
And it's like an insulating layer of
Yeah, a
foam.
froth to
Yeah.
keep the drink a little warmer was the idea. So it looks very nice. Now back over here on the glass, we'll just slide our glass over to underneath the espresso spouts, which can pop down a little bit if you like. And we'll just brew a shot of espresso on top of our milk. Oh, and I made a mistake here. We brewed a coffee last time. It's telling me by red indication here, I got to flip that lever down so we're back to an espresso pressure brewing. So that's going to happen. Now while you're watching that, I'm just going to get the steam going on the focus over here.
So that's a nice feature that it warns you if you try to brew an
Yeah.
espresso and the coffee's flipped up, so you can't really make that mistake without the machine notifying you.
Right. So there it is. Again, the nice layering here on that. So we'll go back over to the focus and we'll show you how this wand works here. Now, let me select the steam here. And again, it's heating up. Now, while it's heating, the wand here works by intaking. There's a little slot in here. It's very, very hard to see, but it pulls in the air, so it automatically ejects the air. So I'm using a 12-ounce frothing pitcher. I filled it to just below where the spout separates out here. And as the machine heats up, I'm going to let that heat up and expel. Most all steam systems are going to hold a little water in them. So we're going to let it expel some of that water here. Try not to burn ourselves. So we'll stop that. Once it's pure steam, now we'll go back to the steaming mode here in just 1 second. And now it's going to go real quick. I got to get my pitcher under there first. And you can hear that thumping, so that's creating some steam. So it's injecting air right now. Now you can get your froth any way you want with these, because once you've got the amount of froth you want, all you do is just raise the pitcher up to cover the air intake here. And that's what I'm going to do right now, because I don't like it super airy and frothy. And now it's just going to continue to heat and mix, so long as I've covered up that area there. And I'm just going to go until the pitcher's just starting to get uncomfortable to hold. That's about 140 degrees, where I think milk has its best flavor. And we're there, so I'm going to press stop. Okay, we're going to wipe down our wand. Now I'd also generally blow some steam back through there to get any extra milk out. But there's kind of the quality of our froth. And you get some of those larger air bubbles out with a swirl and a tap.
Yep.
Okay, so, let's take a look inside real quick. Well, first, take off the drip tray. So these are all very similar between the machines. So this is where it holds the used coffee pucks in there. You can see those. It holds 15 of those. Any coffee that comes down into the drip tray or water will end up back in here, so you just pull it out and empty it.
And the machine will alert you when it's time to empty that, correct?
Yes. And then inside is our little mini barista, which does all the tamping of our coffee for espresso. So that's this guy. That's the brew group. You just take this out once a week, run it under tap water at the sink, and pop her back in. And that's the maintenance on that.
And once a month you want to put some of
Yes.
that lube on the bottom.
Yeah,
of
there's
that.
some lube points on there. It's all explained right inside the front cover of the machine. Once a month you do that to keep things moving smoothly. Another thing, I should mention about that is those brew groups. If you register your machine with Saeco, the instructions come with the machine. You get a 5-year warranty on those. So a lot of peace of mind there.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Let's talk about the menu systems on these, because they're a little different. A little fewer options on the Focus machine. So if we use the cleaning button here, we go up and you can see you can get into a decalcification cycle. All the machines will come with a water hardness test strip, so you test your water hardness and set it into the machine, and then you tell it whether you're using a filter or not. And I know what kind of filter they use.
The Intenza, yeah.
The Intenza. Based on that information and how many coffees you brew, it'll tell you when to decalcify the machine. Moving over to the other two machines on the class right here and on the craft, a little deeper in the menu system. Here, you can adjust the temperature of your coffee. You can also set an auto shut-off time anywhere from 15 to 180 minutes. You can change the contrast of the display. And then it's got the same water hardness setting and filter setting and decalcification cycles there. And you can also reset to all the factory. So if you've programmed in certain amounts and you want to go back to the way it came from the factory, you can do that as well. And just escape out of there. Let's see, I think that's really about it. Again, I really like that these machines can do both espresso and do the, drip style coffee with that lower pressure brewing and do it from fresh beans. Really nice. Another nice thing, you turn these things on, they're ready to go and make your coffee in about 30 seconds. So again, it's the Minuto class, or no, I'm sorry, that's the Focus, that's the class, and that's the Carafe. And really, biggest difference, a little bit, less in the menu here, but the big difference again is just how they froth milk.
And they're all available at wholelatte.com.
Yes, they are. And you can find out a lot more about them there as well. So I'm Mark. Thanks for watching.
Hey, why not subscribe now for easy free access to more videos on everything coffee, brought to you by wholelatte.com.
Oh, latte love treats me like the